If you do a lot of leather crafting, this might be one of the most useful and time-saving tutorials you'll ever watch. What's it about? Well, how about using artificial intelligence to help you create carving patterns for your leatherwork? I know, AI, the monster all the internet geeks are saying is going to take over the world and destroy the human race. Maybe so, but it's also a fantastic tool that can be really helpful if you know how to use it. Now, I put a great deal of thought into whether I should share this information freely, like we did in the old days of the internet, or should I capitalize on this by creating digital pattern packs and selling them on Etsy. I even went so far as to ask ChatGPT, which is the AI model we'll be using, to give me some pros and cons of what I should do. It suggested that with the development of AI being so rapid, the availability of this technology might make selling patterns online a short-lived venture. So, the bottom line is that I've decided to share what I've learned so that you can see just how cool this is. For starters, you'll need to open a ChatGPT account. You can do this on your computer by going to chatgpt.com, or you can download the app for your phone from the App Store. The free version gives you limited access. When I tried it, I was allowed about one design a day, and then I had to wait 24 hours to continue. But I was so impressed that it wasn't long before I decided I wanted unlimited access and upgraded to a plan that's $20 a month. But I can cancel at any time. At this point, I found it so useful, not only for leathercraft, but for other things, I think I'll be keeping the subscription. Okay, so how about we move to the computer and give this a shot? I just opened ChatGPT via my web browser. It's not a program that is stored on your computer, but one you access through the internet. As you can see, it has a pretty simple interface. Along the left-hand side of the page, we have a sidebar with a few text menus. At the top, we have New Chat. Below that, we have Search Chats that let you look through a list of chats you've created. Then there's your library. This shows you all the images you've created. Below that, we have some advanced features like Codex for creating code, Sora for creating photos and videos, and GPTs, which stand for Generative Pre-trained Transformers. Here you can find custom versions of ChatGPT that I might go over in a future video, but not today. At the top of the sidebar, we have a drop-down menu labeled ChatGPT. Clicking on this, we see a list of models we can choose from. The only models I've used are GPT-40 at the top and 04 Mini High at the bottom. Let's choose GPT-40 as it says it's good for most tasks. Next, we'll go over to the center of the screen to the entry box where it says Ask Anything. This is where we enter questions, or what AI calls prompts. Here we describe what it is we want ChatGPT to do. Below the entry box, we have two icons. One is a plus sign where we can add images or files to go along with our prompts, and the other is labeled Tools, where we can tell ChatGPT whether we want to create an image or do different kinds of research. On the right side of the entry box are a couple of icons to use if we want to interact by using voice commands, but today we're only going to be using text. Okay, so let's start by getting ChatGPT to be our prompt engineer. We're going to paste in this prompt that reads, I want you to become my prompt engineer. Your goal is to help me craft the best possible prompt for my needs. The prompt will be used by you, ChatGPT. You will follow the following process. 1. Your first response will be to ask me what the prompt should be about. I will provide my answer, but we will need to improve it through continual iterations by going through the next steps. 2. Based on my input, you will generate two sections. A. Revise prompt. Provide your written prompt. It should be clear, concise, and easily understood by you. B. Questions. Ask any relevant questions pertaining to what additional information is needed for me to improve the prompt. 3. You will continue this iterative process with me providing additional information to you and you updating the prompt in the revised prompt section until I say we're done. Okay, so we hit the little up arrow to enter our prompt. ChatGPT comes back and says, great, let's get started. Step 1, what would you like the prompt to be about? Please describe what you want the prompt to help you accomplish. The more context you provide, such as goal, format, target audience, tools involved, etc., the better the final results will be. Our prompt is going to be about designing floral carving patterns for different size leathercraft items. The output should be a black and white drawing suitable for tracing onto leather. Okay, so we hit the little up arrow to enter our prompt into ChatGPT. It comes back with a revised prompt, draft 1, and it has a list of 7 questions to refine our prompt with. And it asks, what specific leather items do you want the pattern to run for? What floral styles are you aiming for? What type of flowers should appear in the design? Do you want other design elements included, like vines, scrolls, seed pods, so forth? Should the design follow a specific layout rule, like symmetry, flow, direction, or a centerline S-curve? Do you want to batch generate designs, or just do them one at a time? Are there any other file requirements beyond black and white line art at 300 dpi? So we're going to start answering these questions. 1, what specific leather item do we want? How about we do a bifold wallet panel, 4-inch by 3-inch? So we'll enter that into the answer box or the question box. And then 2, what floral style? Let's do a Sheridan. We just copy that and paste it. Number 2. So we're answering question number 2. And we paste. And then 3, what type of flowers should appear in the design? And we're going to select wild roses, so I just copy that, copy, come down and answer question number 3, and paste, wild rose, and then we come down to 4. Do you want other design elements included, like vines and scrolls? Yeah, we'll choose vines and scrolls, we'll copy that. And of course you can choose anything you want. And we post that, paste it rather. 5, should the design follow a specific layout rule? And we're going to put centerline S-curve, if I can copy it right. There we go, centerline S-curve, copy, come down, and that's number 5. And we paste. And you could type all this stuff in. We're just copying and pasting, and hopefully make it a little bit faster. Now, do we want to batch generate or one at a time? And I think we're going to select one at a time. So 6, and I'm just typing this in, one at a time. And then for question number 7, any file requirements beyond black and white line art? And we're going to put 7 and answer it no. And then we submit our answers. It says, great, thanks for the clear input. Here's the refined version of the prompt based on your answers. So we got revised prompt draft 2, and it asks us a few more items. Would you like to add filler elements? Do you want to include framed border or leave the edges open? We should specify the number of flowers in the design, include space for initials or maker's mark. So we're going to answer these. We're going to say add filler elements, and we'll copy. We're going to copy and add antithesis leaves. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then we're going to add a framed or add a border. And then we want, let's say, 2 flowers. And we'll include space for the maker's mark. And then we'll submit this to ChatGPT and see what we get here. Okay, perfect. And we got the final prompt. And all we have to do now is tell it to run this prompt. And then we hit the up arrow and it starts thinking. It'll start generating this image. And this will take a while. My machine's pretty quick, but it'll take a couple minutes, so I'll probably speed this up so that we see the final design. Okay, so here's our final design that ChatGPT has done for us. And of course, at this point, we can make any adjustments, or we can start on another pattern, whichever we'd like to do. We can change things. If we don't like this type of flower, we can tell it to replace it with wild roses or replace it with regular roses, or just whatever we want to do. We could have it create this pattern utilized for a roper wallet or some other type of leather item. Anything you want, just ask and you'll get a revised image. Once you get something you like, just hover over the image and you'll see an icon to use to save the image to your download files. A copy will also be stored in your library so that you can access it at any time. Here's a pattern I created using this prompt. And here it is carved on a Roper wallet front cover. Looks pretty good to me and saved me a ton of time. You can use this prompt generator for any subject, not just leather carving. Run the original prompt and tell the prompt engineer what your new subject will be and you're off to the races. Maybe you want a prompt for making a meal plan with a grocery list for the week. Again, whatever you want. Keep in mind when creating your prompts, the more context or information you give ChatGPT, the better output you'll receive. But you can also simplify your prompts. Here's an example of a simple leather carving prompt I used in the results. I told ChatGPT to create a leather carving pattern featuring a dragon and Chinese motif. As you can see, you're not limited to floral patterns. You can create anything you can imagine. The truth is, this tutorial only scratches the surface of the complexity of prompts that can be constructed to get great designs. Practicing and experimenting is the key to getting good results from ChatGPT. I think we'll all be amazed as this technology advances, and hopefully we can use it as a tool for leather crafting a while longer before we decide to purchase a robot to do our stamping for us. On that note, if you've enjoyed this video and want to support this old man in his YouTube endeavors, how about hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel so that you get notifications when I publish new videos. It helped me grow the channel and I'd very much appreciate it. I hope y'all have a great day.